Due to new government legislation about factual programming, you're now watching the History channel. Up next is the second of our 6-part series, Secrets of World War II, followed by The Lizard People of Ancient Greece at 9.
Of all the important battles of the Second World War, those such as El Alamein, Stalingrad, and the Normandy landings, none were more crucial than the acts of one man, a man that, until recently, nobody had ever even heard of. That man was Tim Churchill.
I first came across Tim Churchill while researching for my book, Hidden Heroes of the Hidden Past, The Hidden Truth, ? Now I found a photograph of Winston Churchill with a young boy, and I looked on the back of the photograph and there was a name scrawled in the back, Tim Churchill. Needless to say, I was fucking shocked. I can say fuck, yeah? Yeah? Cool. Yeah, needless to say, I was fucking shocked.
This discovery drove Hewlett into an obsessive quest for the truth, and it wasn't long before he uncovered the secret history of Tim Churchill.
I don't even know how it happened. I just sort of stumbled across it one day, and I was drunk, but afterwards I looked in my pocket and found a napkin that I'd written something on. What I'd written was, Tim Churchill is real. And that's when I knew, Tim Churchill is real.
Tim was born in 1922, the bastard son of Winston Churchill and a young Mae West. During Winston's notorious wild years, he fathered many illegitimate children to stars such as Greta Garbo, Bette Davis, and others. However, Tim was special. Of all his bastard offspring, Tim was the only one whom the elder Churchill did not have sent to Eton to be hidden away in the civil service.
It was incredible. I couldn't believe what I'd found. Actual wartime documentation of Tim Churchill. OSS operative classified Churchill, Tim. Now, some professors and academic types said I'd made all this up, that it was just a cheap forgery. So I glassed them. I would have gotten away with it too, but then these two fuckers from Cambridge jumped me.
I'm sorry, you can't say fuck.
You just said I could say fuck.
Ostracized by the academic community and hiding from the inland revenue in a small shack in the Scottish Highlands, what Hewlett uncovered next was unimaginable.
I got chatting to the locals in one of the bars up there, and one of them pointed me in the direction of a local monastery.
Tim had been sent to live and study under a secret order of warrior monks living near the town of Ullapool in northwest Scotland. There, Tim was trained in the way of the monks. He learned to meditate and to fight. Some say the training was supernatural in nature, and that Tim could slow down time with his mind, heightening his reflexes to that of a panther. All that's known for sure, however, was the purpose of Tim's training. He was to be trained as Britain's secret weapon in any future war, a secret weapon that would become crucial some 2 decades after his birth.
Nobody believed what I'd uncovered. Suddenly it wasn't enough to be ostracized by the academic community. They started sending people after me. First it was just a few professors who'd rough me up a bit, slap me around some. Then they started sending people to burn down my shack. But I proved them wrong, because I found proof. That's right, proof, right up here.
During Hitler's reign in Germany, many secret military projects were put into operation, several of them dealing with the occult. Most of these projects ended in failure, save for one, the unit in charge of raising the dead, under the command of a Nazi lich by the name of Karlat von Musgarten. By 1943, the undead wizard had readied an army of over 40,000 zombie soldiers.
What I had learned was amazing, but it was still just hearsay. That was, until I found the photos.
Mildly concerned by what the British High Command referred to as that undead wizard fellow and his army of zombies, Winston Churchill prepared to send his best men into battle. When his best men weren't available, he sent Tim Churchill, and one very brave photographer. By then, Tim was an accomplished warrior, who, although brilliant, had inherited his father's absolute dependence on alcohol. On October 4th, 1943, Tim and the unnamed photographer parachuted into battle against the Nazis' undead army. Unfortunately, this photographer had had no combat training whatsoever, and so was killed shortly after the battle began. His camera was recovered after the fight, but no one really knows what happened to Tim after the death of the photographer. It is speculated that Tim must have defeated the Nazi lich, but who could really say?
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. We're not all undead Nazis. Are we? Now answer me that, Anthony Lester, you disbelieving motherfucker!
And so ends the story of one of Britain's greatest unsung heroes.
Next week on Secrets of World War II, we delve into the mystery of Matakuno de Tarame. Did he really ride a shark around the Pacific to avoid capture until 1986?